Okay, so here we are. This is Elevate, the first week of Elevate, which is going to be a 6-week coaching program with me, yours truly, Demetria. And so how this kind of came about is Molly and I were really talking about our team, the Hive, and how it continues to grow. And we just feel like we have several different levels of people on the team, people who have been in the business a long time and have grown like really large teams. They need to hear different things than people who, some of you guys have been in business for days, or some of you have been in business for, maybe a couple years, but you haven't really grown it the way you wanted to. And so you need a little kind of kick in the pants to get moving in that direction. So that's what this group is going to do. Molly is working with a group of kind of more leaders that have already grown those teams. And hopefully that way the 6 weeks intensive that will speak to like where you are in business will really help, because sometimes it's hard to address broadly the team when we're kind of all over the board, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a different topic each week that we're going to talk about and go in depth with. You may have a little like, hey, this week I want you to do this, but it's not going to be like homework. It's not going to take, I really want you to focus your time on building your business, not on like doing homework for me, right? So anything I ask you to do, it will be beneficial to actually growing your business, okay? Also, I look on here and it's like none of you guys are direct to me. I have a few direct people who are on the other groups and some who've opted out and all this kind of stuff. There's some who I honestly didn't even really pursue to be in one of these groups. But you guys, for the next 6 weeks, I'm going to adopt you like you are my own, okay? Like you are direct to me. You guys are all on my team because you're all under me, if you kind of understand how that works. But for these 6 weeks, I'm going to adopt you. I'm going to answer your questions. I want you to message me. I want you to feel like I am here for you, okay? And I'm going to talk to you like I'm your direct sponsor. I am going to encourage you like I'm your direct sponsor, because I really want this to be beneficial for you guys, okay? And also, congrats on being here. I mean, this is a great commitment for you guys to make for your business. Not everybody on the team is doing this. We didn't message and ask every single person on the team to get plugged into one of these. We really did kind of look through and say, who has potential? Who has just started a business? Who has excitement towards this? Who has great potential in going places with this business? And we talked to your sponsors. We looked at your PSQVs, and that's kind of how we developed these groups. And so I'm proud of you guys. And I'm excited for the next few weeks to see how this helps you in your business. And thanks for showing up, because I know that you could be watching the Golden Globes right now, or you could be in bed. But I promise that this investment in your business is going to be worth it. So they're going to be recorded, but I'm going to say this. It is far more beneficial for you guys to be on live than to watch them recorded. I don't know if you guys have watched recorded ones before. They're fine. They are nowhere near the same, okay? And I want this to be, we intentionally broke up our training so it would be smaller groups so that we could communicate and talk, and it would be more like a small group coaching thing instead of just a me talking to you thing. So being on live is far more beneficial. So I want you to go ahead and plan on being on live unless something kind of drastic comes up and you have to watch the replay, okay? So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and kind of lay the groundwork a little bit. I mentioned this already, but the way this is going to work is for the next 6 weeks, we'll have once a week where we're on live together. And then on this page, the Elevate page that you guys have all been added to, there's going to be some content. And I tried to pick content that's helpful for you guys in your stage of business. Things like pricing sheets, effective language, how to go against objections, great training that is out there from Rodan and Fields. I tried to kind of cherry pick some of the best things that are applicable to you guys at the stage your business is at right now, okay? If you ever are like, well, I need you to talk to me about this. We need some training on that. I want y'all to please feel free. I already have the outline of kind of the direction I think we're going to go. That doesn't mean that I can't take 10 minutes of one of our times and train on something specific, okay? So please feel free to interact with me like that, don't feel like you're not going to offend me. I want this to be helpful for you. But I want you to stay plugged in, okay? I want you to comment on the things that you see posted every day. I want you to engage with the other people on the team. You're going to have a little assignment at the end of tonight. I would love to see you guys commenting back and forth on each other's post, okay? Because I think that the more comfortable you get in this environment, the better your experience with this is going to be, okay? So my challenge initially to you is stay plugged in. Like, comment, let me see you active on this page, because the more I see you active, the more I can kind of pour into you as well. If you're kind of a ghost out there, it's hard for me to know, like, is she tracking? Like, what's going on? So we are better together. I can promise you that if you have a thought or you have a question, there is somebody else in this group that has that same question. Okay, so ask it, encourage, cheer each other on, because that feels, you know how good that feels for you. So be that for somebody else. And the more we can foster that in this group, the better experience we'll all have. Okay. I am going to share a little bit. I know some of you and others I don't know at all. So I'm going to share a little bit of just who I am, how I got here, so that maybe as I am sharing with you, it's helpful to know a little bit of my history with the business. I am Demetria Herp. I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee. I have been in the business. It will be 5 years in April, which is bananas to me. I can't even believe that's true. I am the last person in all of the world that ever would have done any type of business like this. Like, in my wildest dreams, and if you made a list of 1 million people you knew, promise my name would be at the bottom of the list of someone you would think would ever do this business. But it's one of those things where my sponsor's I was terrified to talk to you about it, but she messaged me on the right day. And I, for some unknown reason, was like, I kind of do want to know about this. I have no idea. I still to this day cannot understand what made me be like, yeah, I kind of do want to know. A little bit of history. My mom has been a customer of Rodan & Fields for probably a year before I joined, so maybe 6 years. I visibly saw it changing her skin, and so I knew that the products were awesome. But let me tell you how much I cared about skincare. None. I could have given an absolute rip about my skin. I didn't. I was like, if I'm using a makeup removing wipe, I'm doing all right. Really didn't wear makeup, so I really felt like I was doing good things. I was uninterested in skincare. I thought, I'm really glad my mom's using that. I'm kind of shocked she's buying her skincare from Facebook, but whatever, it's working. But the more I thought, it planted this seed in my head. My mom was using it. I saw my sister's interest in my mom using it. I saw my sister run to the computer and want to purchase it right after she had seen my mom's results when we were at the beach together. And so I'm a smart girl. And so I'm putting all this together, and I'm like, okay, my mom, who I love and think can do no wrong, is a fan. My sister immediately wants to buy it after seeing my mom's results. I have a few other friends who are kind of leaning into this a little bit. Why don't they buy it for me? So that's kind of how I got here. And I had never used the products before I started selling them. I went straight from a complete skeptic to the $700 business kit like that. My husband thought that I had lost my ever-loving mind. He was like, well, I'm sorry, what? You want to do what? And I basically just said to him, okay, listen, babe, I need you to trust me for 60 days. Because I knew my sponsor was real smart. She told me about the 60-day guarantee. I said, I need you to trust me for 60 days. And if at the end of the 60 days, this has not worked, I am so uncomfortable, crawling out of my skin, whatever, we'll get our money back. No, nothing lost. So he said, you know what? I do not understand, but I trust you. And so he gave me his blessing, and I dove in. And I'll tell you, I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. I got my first paycheck, and I was like, whoa, that's real money that I can buy my groceries with. And this is real fun. And these are real people that I'm getting to connect with. And I just loved it. And sorry. So for 5 years now, I've been growing this business. I started off, grew to level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. And so have been a level 5 leader with this business. And I'm be honest, I've been a level 5. I have not been a level 5. I have been a level 5. I have not been a level 5. It's kind of a yo-yo. The goal is obviously always level 5, but Molly Marks and I joined forces. She is actually a direct to me. So we joined forces and started running the Hive together. It's been like 2 years now, which is so fun. And we are an absolute example of being better together. We are a power partner that there is no way either one of us would still be here if we didn't have the others. So if you don't have somebody, I think the longer you're in this business, you see the value in that. Try to find somebody that can be a partner for you like that. Because honestly, that has really kind of changed everything. Another sweet part of my story is a couple years ago, we found ourselves, the reason that I joined the business was never because I needed money for my kids to go to swim class or, whatever. It wasn't really that. I was honestly kind of a little bored. I had 2 young babies at home, and my brain, I felt like, was turning into like Mickey Mouse and Goldfish, and I needed something. I was just like, I need something for me, and that was kind of my driving motivation. I would spend my nap times working my business when they were real little. But then after I'd been in the business for a few years and it had grown, and I was super thankful, and oh my gosh, it was so nice to have these extra paychecks. And then we found ourselves in a position where my husband had lost his job, and it was a very long story. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my goodness, this money from Meridian and Fields, this paycheck is like actually helping my family. And that clicked for me, where I was like, oh my goodness, the power of this business is real. Like there is, infinite possibility with this. So that was a really big turning point for me in the business, was when it was like, putting groceries on the table for real. So that is what, kind of how I got here. A little bit about me. Molly and I really have a heart to see you guys succeed. Not all teams do the kind of training we do. Not all teams have the kind of connections we have on our team. I really do feel like we are trying and hope that we are cultivating something that's really helpful to you guys in your business. But we really want to see you guys succeed and want to do whatever we can. So I hope that in doing this, that, you guys can grow from kind of our efforts here. So right now what I want to do is, I have been in this business for long enough. I have brought on lots of consultants. I have seen lots of consultants go. There is one thing that I feel like is the absolute most important thing for you to nail with yourself in order to be successful. And it's something you don't, it's not like one and done. Oh, I got that. It is something you have to continually battle through, continually preach to yourself, continually get through. And that is your mindset. I can train you on websites, and I can train you on all the language and the ideas and the events and the product or whatever. But if your mindset is not right, all that stuff is going to be worthless. Okay. What you think in your mind, what happens inside your brain, is so much more important than any negative information I could give you. Because if you ultimately do not believe in yourself, or you do not believe in this business, you will not be successful. That's not to say you can't fake it for a little bit. That's not to say you can't be a flash in the pan, but it is not easy. Okay. If it was easy, I mean, everybody in the world would be doing this, right? It's not to say that it's brain surgery either. It is a very simple business, but it's not easy. And so if you don't have the right mindset, then you've got a long uphill battle to go, right? So I want to ask y'all this, and I hope you have a little piece of paper there. I'm going to ask y'all to write down something. I'm sure that especially early in your business, you have already kind of gotten some no's. You have been discouraged. You have questioned yourself, like, what in the heck am I doing? Like, what makes me think I can sell skincare? Or what makes me think that, I'm going to be able to do this any better than she was able to do this? And she didn't last long. We tell ourselves little white lies literally all the time. And it's this self-talk. It's this, I'm not smart enough. I don't know enough. I don't have enough training, whatever it is. Sorry. But what is going through your head? So I want you to write down 3 things, kind of answering the question, I'm not blank enough. What are those little things that get in your head that cause you to feel not enough or less than, or let that doubt creep in? I'm going to give you just a few minutes to write them down. What makes you think maybe I can't do this? Maybe I'm not cut out for this. And write down what those 3 things are. By the way, I could probably list 15, so I'm not limiting you to 3. We don't have all night, so. Okay. Hopefully you've gotten at least something written down or had a minute to think about that. Now, here's where, sorry, my cough drop isn't doing its job. Here's where we're going to go and be vulnerable, okay? And this may be like, oh, Lord, I know she's going to make me talk and I don't want to. But I promise you that whatever you're thinking, I guarantee somebody else on here is thinking it too. So I'm going to challenge you to be vulnerable and share maybe what was one of your words. And if you're on mute, just unmute. And if you're bold, let me hear it.
Okay, I said assertive, organized, and knowledgeable in this business.
Okay, so you don't feel those things?
Right. Assertive enough, organized enough, knowledgeable enough in this business.
Mm-hmm. Those are great. Those are great. They're all things that can sort of paralyze you a little bit. So you feel like, oh, I can't do this until I'm organized, or until I had one consultant once who, it was like she felt like she couldn't do the business until her folder was perfectly organized. And I just kept saying, just sell something and I'll teach you. I'll teach you how to put in the order. But it was like, well, let me get this stuff printed off first. And let me get this, I'm going to get tabs for this. And I was like, oh my gosh, but that's a protective thing, because you're like, I can organize a folder, or I can, but they're just ways that kind of slow us down in business. So thanks for your vulnerability, Kathy. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So my biggest one would probably be knowledgeable in computers. I'm really bad at that. Facebook and Instagram, I'm impressed with myself that I can even do those. And girly enough, like other girls, I wouldn't necessarily would think to come to me for like advice on skincare and makeup, and that's just not me. Or like a good enough salesperson.
Mm-hmm.
And then organized also.
Yeah. That's really vulnerable, and that's great. I'm kind of in the same boat, because I'm not, like when I said, like, I'm the last person that people would have thought of to sell skincare. But I kind of feel like I've turned that into a positive. So you can kind of flip it on them, where you're not the typical makeup girl or something like that, but you're just kind of a little more real, and it's a little more approachable sometimes, I feel like. So maybe you can kind of look at it that way too. So somebody else?
Mine are, go on.
Oh, me?
Yeah, go ahead, Stephanie.
Oh, okay. Hey, so I've just never been in direct sales. I don't think I've ever been a really great speaker in front of people or to people about a specific topic, and I don't think I'm always confident.
Yeah. I think this business will really challenge you with that in a great way. Like, you'll have lots of opportunities to do that. And also the way it's designed, you have other people who can come along and help you, and you can listen. I think the more you listen to people who've been doing it for a while, listen to really good training and pay attention, you'll soon be able to be like, oh, I can say that, or I'll tell her story, you know, and you kind of even start telling someone else's story until you get comfortable with your own. So that's really vulnerable. I appreciate that. Is it Stephanie or Steph?
Either way.
Okay. I'm glad to see you though.
Yes, thank you. Thanks. I'm glad to be here. Sorry.
Oh no, she's like brand new. How many minutes have you been in the business? Like days?
Since the first of the year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, she's ready to do it. So that's exciting. Okay, somebody else was about to start talking. Who was that?
It was Jessica, me.
Oh, hey, Jessica. Go ahead.
But my fears are more so of friends and family's opinions. And I feel that they're burnt out on everybody selling everything, and they just don't want to talk back to me or listen, or they'll walk away from friendships and relationships because everyone is selling everything. And I've already done direct sales 2 other times and was awful at it, but have been a lot more successful with Rodan and Fields than the other ones, but it's still a challenge for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that interesting that the people that you think and hope would support you the most are sometimes the more challenging ones to get on board? And that's a real challenge, and it's a real kind of way you have to learn to finesse staying true to who you are and still being the Jessica that everybody knows and loves, but also having something that's really valuable that people might really want. And so I think sometimes we protect ourselves so much in that we don't go there. We don't offer it. We don't even because we're trying to protect them, you know? And so we end up sort of guarding that too much. And then I've had people be like, I would love to buy it, but you never said anything. And so I thought you didn't want me to, you know? And it was like, oh gosh, I was being too cool. Like I was being way too cool, you know? Cause they really did want it, but I was like, just, you know, being too cool or thinking, oh, everybody talks to them about this or whatever. So, and it is hard when lots of people are selling different things to kind of find a way to express and show what we have that's maybe a little different or maybe not kind of the norm, to kind of show it to them a little differently. So being a little more creative is a way that I've tried to do that a little bit. So that's great. Thanks for being vulnerable with that. Anybody else? Okay. Y'all, am I breaking up? When I'm talking, do y'all see me? Like, am I breaking up or is it like choppy? Okay. I'm going to take that as a choppy because I think I'm frozen.
I can hear you, but freezes up.
Right when
Ruh-roh.
What in the world?
It's
Oh my
up to
God.
us.
I feel like I went into the vortex for a second.
We did.
I have no idea what just happened. I was like sitting here, then everything went black. And then all of a sudden,
I can't see anything, but that was hilarious.
I have no idea what happened. And then all of a sudden, you guys are back, and I was like, I literally didn't even touch my computer. I just sat here, like, you know. Well, I hope we're still recording. Yeah, I guess we maybe are. That would be hilarious to go back and watch and see what was actually happening to you guys then. Thanks for hanging in there. That was weird. I could tell. I was like, I feel like I was like every other word choppy or something, and then I was gone. So, okay. Well, I appreciate y'all spending a minute to think about that. And I am going to help you combat that, because those fears and those things, those little white lies that we tell ourselves and that we then believe, can be real showstoppers for us. That can be the one thing that if you can't figure out how to get over that hurdle, your business won't grow. And so I want to help y'all come up with ways to combat that, or when that little lie comes into your head, because it's not true that your family doesn't love you because you sell Rodan and Fields, right? But what you do is you feel like, oh gosh, they're going to think I'm crazy for selling skincare. And, and so you kind of take that on, and then you act that way. And, it turns into a self-fulfilling thing. So I want to really try to help y'all work through that. What we're going to do, we have about 10 minutes left. What we're going to do is, I want to hear from each one of you just real quick, because like I said, I want us to have a community. I want us to be able to cheer each other on. And after when we do our homework for this week, I want y'all to almost feel like you know each other a little bit. And I feel like if you don't even know each other's names, that's going to be kind of hard, right? So I want to go around. There's only a few of us on here right now. And we're going to keep this real short because I still got a little bit that I need to tell you. But I want to hear your name, where you're from, because people live all over the country. And so where you're from, how long you've been in business, and maybe just the one word of why you got here, why you're here, like why you're in Rodan and Fields. Okay? So Brooke, why don't you start?
So my name's Brooke Dorsey. I've been in the business, I think 3 years, 2, 3, something like and I live in Carroll County, Maryland, and I started the business, one word I don't really have, but so that one day I could be a stay-at-home mom, which I am now.
Yay! It's awesome. Okay, Kathy, how about you?
Hi, I have been in since just September of 2018. I live in Knoxville, and this is my plan B. I'm a retired educator and have been caring for family members with health problems, and know that one day I'm going to be there too. So let's get a little extra money here.
Good. I like it. That's great. We're so glad to have you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Okay. How about Steph? You want to go next?
Sure. So my name's Steph. I'm from York, Pennsylvania. And I started what was New Year's Eve. I actually signed up. I've been thinking forever about doing this, and I've been doing so much research, and I was just like, my results from using the Unblemished just are fantastic. So I could not sign up finally, but I can actually show people my before and afters. So, and I've been looking for a second job because I want to pay off debt. So
good.
I can stay at home with my son as my second job and try this out.
So good. I love when you have a good reason, when you have a good motivator, it goes a long way. Also, when you have good results and it's like a personal testimony, I mean, you really can't beat that. So I'm excited for you. That's great.
I know. I made some people cry telling them about it already.
That's so good. It's such a personal thing. And people, if you haven't ever dealt with anything like that, you don't understand what a huge deal that is. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Jessica.
My name is Jessica Vogt, and I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee, and I have been in the biz. It was a year in October, and my why was Molly approached me soon after my oldest daughter passed away, and I needed something to get my mind off of it because I was also pregnant with my second daughter, and I needed something to put my passion and mind into, to kind of like you, to get my mind going on other things and work on others.
Yeah. Jessica, I love you and your story. That's so sweet. We're glad to have you. Ashley, hello.
Hey, my name's Ashley. I'm in Knoxville. I'm a single mom with 4 kids who are starting to leave the nest, and as they do that, my heart's a little grieving, and it's more like a 5-year plan for me. I'm kind of starting slow, but in 5 years, I hope to be where you are and have that as my backup plan for all the time I spent with them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, Katie.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can't see you. We can hear you.
I know. I don't know what's going on with my phone, but
Brooke
I'm
may
Katie.
be able to help you out. She's really good at technology.
I'm Katie.
I got this. First procedure is you drop it on the floor.
Brooke was actually the first person on the Zoom tonight for you guys. So
That's
So
awesome.
long to do it.
get over your technology shortcomings. Okay, Katie.
All right, I'm Katie Becker. I'm in Maryland as well. I've been in the business for, I don't even know what, it's been a couple years. And I've been comfortable. I'm a nurse and it's been great, kind of just fun money, but I'm ready to, make it more than that. So I'm ready to just kind of take it to another level.
That's awesome. This will be a perfect, hopefully, catalyst for that. So, and then we have one more, and I don't have a name. I just have a number. So I don't know who you are. Anybody?
Oh, that's probably me.
Yep, it is.
It's Genevieve.
Oh, hey, Genevieve. How are you?
Hey, Demetria. How's it
I was
going?
wondering who that green phone was on the screen.
Yeah, I'm just like that person over in the corner, just really quiet. I snuck in at the back of class,
The
a
stalker
little bit
in the
late.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Zoom app wouldn't download in time for my phone, and I was in the middle of trying to feed the dog, so I just hopped on the
We're glad
phone
you
line. So here I am. So my name is Genevieve, and I live an hour west of Houston in Texas. And I guess my words would be dog rescue and financial mobility.
Awesome.
That was pretty much what I was looking into. I needed to get out of being in an office or something because I wanted to commit my full time as much as I could to dog rescue, and that is pretty much a full-time job that doesn't pay. So
Yeah.
I had to find something else. And we live way out, in the country. You can't have very good, finding good internet access is hard. So teaching online was going to take some time, and I'm finally getting that set up. So I needed something in the interim of that. So I've been in it a little over a year.
All right. Genevieve, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so thank y'all for doing that. I'm loving the addition of the baby. Oh my gosh, she's killing me. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what our homework for this week is. Anytime between now and next, pause for 1 minute. Would you guys hate me if we had to do this training next Monday night instead of Sunday night? Any big objections?
If it's the same time.
Yeah, 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. My mother-in-law is going to be in town, and we're having Christmas with her, and I feel a little like I don't want to have to pull away from that. So just for next week, let's change it to Monday night. Is that okay?
Demetria, isn't it the Gratitude and Glam event next Monday?
No, that's on Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
Can you record it?
I will record it, yes. I'm just going to do it this one time, hopefully. Sorry to make that exception, but it'll work better. So between our next meeting, I'll remind you several times when we're going to do it. I want you to go live on our page. Just on our page, it's just us. We're all friends, right? Now that we know each other's names, we're good. I want you to go live on the page. If this makes you feel like you're going to be sick, that's fine. We are cheering for you. You will not do anything wrong. Here's what I want you to say. I want you to talk about why you're doing these hard things. Okay, we know Meridian & Fields is awesome. It is a great product, but why are you doing it? Because if the reason you're doing it, when I first started, the reason I was doing it was, because I'm kind of bored. And that's not really going to get me through the day. That's not going to get me up off the couch and turn off Netflix, right? So I want y'all to think about that a little bit. What are you wanting from this? Why are you putting yourself in this uncomfortable position? What is it that you're hoping for from your business? I'm going to type all this out, so don't feel like you have to take great notes right now. But I want you to be real honest and real vulnerable about that. Think about the things that you talked about that are scaring you, and then kind of say, but this is why I'm going to do this, because that reason is what's going to get you to get over that hump of being afraid of your parents, or being afraid of, failing, or not being really good at talking in public, or whatever it is. Okay. So, I I want you to spend some time thinking about that and then go live. So this is going to be a practice for you to be talking in front of other people. It's going to be a practice for you to use the live social media. And it's also going to be a really good thinking process for you to think about why you're doing this business, okay, and what you're wanting out of this business, what's important to you. Also, I'd like for you to add at the end of that just 2 tips of things that are helpful for you in business, okay? Like just a little nugget. I mean, if you've, Stephanie, I don't know, maybe it'll be like, oh, I just learned today that I have access to this website that I didn't know I had. I mean, it can be really anything that you have learned that you're like, oh, wow, or like, gosh, I've really learned that reminders on my phone like save my life because I don't have to think about, just what are things that help you in the business? Or it could be saying a prayer before I do my reach out works. And, whatever it is that you have found is helpful for your business. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up because our time is almost out. I'm going to post this replay and also post what I'm looking for from your lives sometime this week. And please, 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 talk back and forth as you guys go and do that and encourage one another, because I think that's where a lot of the richness will come. Okay, we'll see y'all next week. I'm so thankful and excited to do this with you guys. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.